Hi guys, so thank you again for coming to the channel and watching. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making some cassava leaf, generally eaten over some rice or with some fufu. We have the Nigerian palm oil, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, our African Cameroon pepper, 2 times spicy, which is optional, paprika, some Old Bay, and some minced garlic. So we're also going to get some African ground pepper, some red onion, some red bell pepper, and our smooth cassava leaf. This brand is straight from Liberia. I got it from my local African market. Well, it's not local, it's like 45 minutes from my house, but that's where I have it from. You can also try Amazon, as well as some Scotch bonnet pepper. And we're going to also make sure we have on some gloves. Begin by cutting all of our veggies. Now, obviously not sponsored, but this is my favorite sparkling water at the moment. Here, I'm just gonna go ahead and start to wash off my chicken using some lime and some white vinegar as well as some water. And here, we're just gonna start by trimming off our chicken, making sure we get all the pieces that we do not really want to eat off of there, so that way we're able to start with some fresh chicken. Once the chicken is all cut up into bite-sized pieces, we're gonna add back some white vinegar and water to rinse again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and wash out my sink using some Lysol and hot water, of course. Now we're gonna go ahead and start seasoning our clean chicken, starting with some red palm oil. Now don't laugh at me because I could not open it. Next, of course, we're gonna be going in with some garlic powder. No, these are not going to be exact measurements because I just like to eye it. We're going to go in next with some onion powder as well as some cayenne pepper. So next we're going to start with our African Cameroonian pepper and some paprika. And next some Old Bay. Now this right here is optional. I like really spicy stuff. Of course, it's not the authentic way to make cassava leaf, but I like it. Some of our ground pepper, African ground pepper. Some of that minced garlic, you can use fresh if you would like. A little bit of W sauce and mix it all around. If you are not sneezing, it is not seasoned. So you might want to keep seasoning. And now we're going to add some of our red palm oil to a hot pot again. This is my Dutch pot. I love it. Some more of that minced garlic. You can also use fresh. That is your prerogative. We have our fresh peppers, some red bell pepper, red onion, some scotch bonnet pepper, all minced up. And here we're just sauteing them in some red palm oil until it gets a little bit hot. Here's our chicken from last night. Once again, if you're not sneezing, it's not seasoned. Next, we're going to add our seasoned chicken to our hot oil with the veggies. Now we're gonna let our chicken cook for about 20 to 25 minutes until it gets nice and brown. Something like this, a little bit longer. You don't want it to sit too long before we go ahead and start to add our cassava leaf because that's gonna wanna cook for about 3 to 4 hours. Here I'm just adding my smooth cassava leaf into my brown chicken. So this is sitting without any water. It's just sitting on the heat directly with the cassava leaf and chicken. We're gonna start by adding 1 bottle of water just to see if we should be adding any more once we mix it up. I did go ahead and add another bottle of water once it was all mixed up just to get the texture that I wanted while it cooks down. So I didn't add any chicken stock here. I added chicken bouillon. I'm not really a fan on the chicken stock that comes in the box. So that's why I add water and then we're gonna add our chicken stock a little bit later. We're just cleaning as we go. Now this is an hour later. We're just checking on it and stirring it around. This is in about an hour and a half later. I like to constantly check it and stir it around so nothing gets stuck to the pot. So this is about 2 hours later. We're just gonna go ahead now and start to season it again, introducing the same seasonings that we used before. Adding some onion powder, garlic powder, Old Bay, and cayenne pepper. Yes, that cayenne pepper is supposed to say cayenne pepper. Do not judge my writing. Everything I say on these videos are just jokes, so please don't take anything that I say seriously at all. I am not here to offend anyone. Also, that ground African pepper that we love so much. Here, we're just adding a little tiny bit more water before mixing it up. At this point, the cassava has been in there for about 2.5 hours, almost close to 3 hours. We're going to add back those bell peppers, the rest of our onion, and our scotch bonnet pepper, and we're going to stir it around. Again, this has been in there for about 3 hours, close to 3.5 hours. We're still going to check in on it and mix it around. Lunch break with some spicy noodles. This is the chicken bouillon I like to use. I add that much, maybe a little bit more. Go ahead and stir it around. Here is just me checking the chicken to make sure it's getting very tender. You can use any meat in the cassava leaf. I like to use chicken because I like those big chicken chunks when I grab it with my fufu. Now here I am with the powdered chicken bouillon. Just add a pack of that for more flavor. So here's what it looks like 4.5 hours in. I'm gonna go ahead and start to add that to our dish. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is just me stirring things around and looking at those big chicken chunks that I love. This is not the authentic way to make cassava leaf. However, this is just how I like to do it. This channel is not just based on African dishes. I will be cooking some kid-friendly meals as well as some quick and easy meals to make during the week. This is just what I cooked for Easter and wanted to share with you guys. So like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned.